Semanobe commands the Kabaka to be a good ruler, to love his people and his country, and to rule justly.
Even before colonialism, the system has thrived since the reign of Kabaka Chintu. This leadership system was developed and approved at Nono village in Busuju County, present-day Mityana district. The kingdom is governed on three arms of government, that is the executive, which includes ministers and chiefs headed by the Katikiro, that of clan heads headed by the head of Bataka, and the royal family, which is headed by the Kabaka. Among all these arms, the executive, which is headed by the Katikiro, is the most critical. The Katikiro is close to the throne, and traditionally, his official home known as Butikiro is close to the palace near the main gate known as Wankachi. Nobody, apart from members of his household, accesses the Kabaka without Katikiro's clearance. That's why all those who have served in the office have enemies and friends in equal measure. All Katikiros get appreciated years after leaving office. For instance, before Uganda's independence, there are reports that a group of Baganda politicians who attended King's College Budo with Ssekabaka Edward Mutesa II smuggled Milton Obote, the then leader of Uganda People's Congress, to Amunanika Palace and introduced him to the Kabaka without the approval of Katikiro Michael Chintu. Chintu warned the group against the meeting, but he was ruled out of order. The meeting led to the unholy alliance between UPC and the tribal Kabaka Yeka party that was formed to defeat the Democratic Party that was by then being led by Ben Chiwanuka. The post-independence government that later crumbled in 1966 after the controversial referendum on the Buganda counties of Buyaga and Bugangaizi in 1964. Whatever Katikiro Chintu foresaw was unfolding. Surprisingly, the group that allied with UPC turned around and accused Chintu of failing to secure the lost counties. They even demanded his resignation. Katikiro Paul Kavuma was in a similar situation in 1953. Ssekabaka Mutesa II was opposing the idea of having Buganda as part of the East African Federation. He wanted an autonomous Buganda Kingdom, a position that infuriated the colonial governor who exiled him to the UK. Katikiro Kavuma was blamed for the Kabaka's fate and demanded his resignation. He refused to succumb to the pressure and served until 1955, when Ssekabaka Mutesa II came back home. Katikiro Kavuma replaced Kawalya Kagwa, who, like his father, Apollo Kagwa, unceremoniously left office. Apollo Kagwa was forced to resign in 1926 following his disagreement with the colonial government over the licensing of alcohol dealers in Kampala. After serving for 33 years, some Baganda celebrated his departure. They had forgotten his role in the introduction of cash crops such as coffee and cotton, as well as his position to the colonial government's plan to take over land in Buganda. The plan was implemented in Kenya and Zimbabwe. Kagwa is also credited for the establishment of hospitals and schools. In 1945, his son Kawalya Kagwa was appointed as Katikiro. Since he was exposed, he embarked on plans to introduce electricity and piped water in Buganda after being assured that the construction of Owen Falls Dam had been approved by the colonial government. The plan was opposed by most Baganda, who claimed that electricity would affect the growth of their crops, among other problems. He resigned. Martin Luther Nsibirwa, who replaced him, was forced to resign in 1945 after a scandal involving the marriage of Namasole. Katikiro Samuel Wamala replaced him. Wamala was also forced to resign after being accused of supporting a public demonstration. Katikiro Nsibirwa was recalled, but a group that was opposed to him accused him of giving away a 200 piece of land at Makerere Hill for the construction of Makerere College, now Makerere University. Some extremists in Buganda accused him of not being a genuine Muganda. One morning, when he had gone to Namirembe Cathedral for prayers, an assassin shot him dead. During Kabaka Mutebi's reign, Katikiro Jehoash Mayanja Nkanji, who served under Ssekabaka Mutesa II, continued serving from 1993. He was, in 1994, replaced by Joseph Muranyamuli Semwogerere, who served for 11 years. Engineer J.B. Walusimbi replaced him in 2005. It's during Walusimbi's tenure that Kabaka Mutebi was blocked from visiting Bugerere County, leading to a bloody demonstration in 2009. He was replaced by Katikiro Daniel Mulika, who served for 1 year before the current Katikiro, Charles Peter Maiga, who has served for 12 years since May 2013. As we celebrate 70 years of the life of Kabaka Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II, it is important to also recognize that the kingdom is strong because of the common Baganda, commonly known as abakopi.
Tubaagaliza omwaka omujja ogw'emirembe n'obuwanguzi. Katonda abakuuma.